Hi there, Kawania Wooten here with Howerton Wooten Events, and today I want to talk to you about cutting that first slice of your wedding cake. But before we talk about cutting the actual cake, let's go back a few hours and talk about the placement of the cake. You want to make sure your cake is in a really good spot. It's well lit, but it's not in direct sunlight. But you also want to make sure that behind the cake is pretty. So avoid those exit signs, those restroom signs. Those are nasty. And place the cake on its own table. It's the showpiece. Now, speaking of the table, you want to have on that little table one small plate, two forks, one napkin, a cake knife and server, and of course your wedding cake. Now, you want to make sure everybody gets to see you cut this cake, so give your wedding vendors the heads up. Make sure that the timing of your cake cutting is in your timeline, and have your DJ or your band leader announce the cake cutting so your guests have an opportunity to see it. Now, when the groom and the bride are standing at the cake, make sure that the bride is slightly in front of the groom. A little bit to the left is nice. Both of you should face the camera. The groom is going to hold the knife while the bride places her hand on top of his. You're going to slice that first tier, unless that first tier is a fake tier. Then you go to the lowest tier that's real. But you're going to cut from that bottom tier, make a triangular slice, and the beauty of that is just two slices. The bride feeds the groom first, and then he feeds her. And then after that, everybody cheers. Now, if you have a cupcake tower, give your banquet staff the heads up because you're going to have that little piece of cake on the top that they will make sure is prepared. Now, if you don't have the little cake at the top, you'll take one of the cupcakes from the tower. Peel the wrapper off, and again, the bride feeds the groom first from that same cupcake, and the groom feeds the bride. Now, here are 5 fun cake cutting songs. My favorite is How Sweet It Is by James Taylor. Now, your cake cutting should be a natural segue to the next event because all of your guests are standing up there and their eyes are on you. My favorite is a first dance, but people can do toast or so many other things. Just make sure you have something so everybody isn't standing around feeling awkward. I would like to thank all of the couples who allowed me to use their photos who participated in this tutorial. They're my Howerton Wooten couples, and I'd love to thank the photographers listed here who were kind enough to give me permission to use their photos in this tutorial.